I'm going to talk about the camera system of the Xiaomi 14T Pro.
Also in this video I'm going to talk about this, which is a new wireless microphone system from SmallRig, just released a few days ago. It's the S60, and this is the transmitter, and it comes with this rubber thing which allows you to put the wind protector on it, but also it's got these little kind of Mickey Mouse ears. Actually, I'll just take that off. Now you can see these little Mickey Mouse ears, and they're just for holding it. So that's, I guess, for the trend of TikTokers and other folks who like to hold their microphone in their fingers rather than sticking on. But you can actually stick this on. We'll talk about it later. Coming up in this video.
As with previous Xiaomi devices, the cameras are co-engineered with Leica. The main camera is a 23mm equivalent and uses a Summilux optical lens with a large f1.6 aperture. And of course, a large aperture will give you better low light performance as well as more bokeh style background. Behind the lens, we've got a 50 megapixel Light Fusion 900 image sensor, which is the same as the Xiaomi 14. When compared to the Xiaomi 14T, the main camera has a larger sensor with 2 times optical equivalent zoom. We've got a Leica 60mm equivalent 50 megapixel telephoto with f2.0 aperture. There's a Leica 15mm equivalent 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera with f2.2 aperture. The front selfie camera is actually not Leica, but it's a 25mm equivalent with 32 megapixels and a f2.0 aperture. What you've got here is basically a top-of-the-range main camera and some quite good secondary cameras. The camera system uses dual native ISO Fusion Max, which Xiaomi says merges high ISO and low ISO frames for optimal shooting performance in any condition. The device uses Xiaomi's latest AISP technology and Fusion LM algorithm for enhanced dynamic range and reduced noise. And by the way, AISP stands for Artificial Intelligence Scene Perception. The phone can record videos in up to 8K at 30 frames per second, and as well it offers movie mode with a 2.39:1 aspect ratio. Movie mode is of course Xiaomi's equivalent to the iPhone's cinematic mode, but it is still limited to 1080p resolution, and it does have less editing features. The Xiaomi 14T Pro can capture up to 60 frames per second at 4K with the main camera, and using the main camera, if you switch to Master Cinema mode by tapping the button in the main screen, this then uses a 10-bit hybrid log gamma Rec 2020 format, bringing with it greater dynamic range and brightness, but at the cost of restricting 4K video to 30 frames per second or lower. Now there is also a HDR10 Plus option in the settings, but I actually think the Master Cinema mode looks nicer to me. The selfie camera is as good as the other recent Xiaomi devices, and you can capture 4K video at 30 frames per second. And you can also get 60 frames per second, but only at 1080p. But I did find the camera still struggles a little bit, more than my iPhone, when shooting video in challenging lighting conditions, such as when the subject is backlit. So if we switch to slow motion mode, we can capture video up to 960 frames per second at a maximum of 1080p. In the camera app, we have a 0.6 button for the ultra wide. We have a 1x and a 2x crop in for the main wide. And then there's a 2.6x and a 5x crop in for the telephoto. So I found that the main wide and the ultra wide camera photos came out pretty nicely. And if you want that extra detail, you can switch to the 50 megapixel mode. Xiaomi devices now use the HyperOS operating system, which comes with a bunch of AI features, including some for videos and for photos. We've got AI image editing, allowing you to refine composition and enhance visuals. And we've got AI portrait, intelligently adjusting settings to capture portraits with natural bokeh effects. It does still look a little bit like You're standing in front of a green screen, but I think it comes out okay. AI film, on the other hand, brings us video recording with advanced scene recognition, and there's composition suggestions as well as music synchronization. The Xiaomi 14T Pro comes packed with a Dimensity 9300 Plus processor, which compares well with the flagship driving Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. Like the 14T, the 14T Pro has a 6.67-inch 144Hz AMOLED screen with 1220 by 2712 resolution, as well as a 4000 nit peak brightness. The 14T Pro comes with Xiaomi's Light Fusion 900 image sensor, which they introduced last year for the Xiaomi 14 launch. Compared to the 14T, the main camera has a larger sensor with 2 times optical equivalent zoom. The other cameras are actually the same as the 14T. You've got the 50 megapixel telephoto with 2.6 optical zoom and a 5 times optical equivalent zoom. And there's also a 12 megapixel ultra wide with a 120 degree field of view and a 32 megapixel selfie. The Xiaomi 14T Pro comes with 3 storage options: 256 gigabytes, 512 gigabytes, and a tasty 1 terabyte version, which is actually what I've got here. In low light, I did find the photos came out pretty well, but the videos did have a little bit of extra noise, especially in the secondary cameras, as we might expect.
So it's another Xiaomi with decent cameras, especially the main camera. This is the selfie camera, and I'm recording this audio using the inbuilt microphones, so you can get a sense of how good they are too. But also, if you want to be backlit, never be backlit. Anyway, if you like what I do, come over, join us on Patreon. There's a free level now, so you don't have to cough up any money. And I do produce 50-50 really. Half of it's free content, half of it's for the video creator pros. And if you want to become a video creator pro, you can join that level as well and get like courses, all kinds of stuff, and I'll give you feedback on whatever you're doing and help you out with any projects that you got. And it's all for like the price of a cup of coffee at the moment. So let's talk about this SmallRig S60 wireless microphone system, which I'm using now to record this audio so that you can get an idea of the quality. It comes in this little kind of charging box and case, storage case. So flips open, and inside you'll have the 2 mics, the 2 transmitters, and the receiver, which is currently plugged into my Samsung S24 Ultra. It's very simple to use. Plug it in and it will connect automatically, and off you go. So this charging case, you can charge the case itself with a USB-C port at the back. When you open it, it flashes. You can't really see it here because it's too bright, but there's 4 lights at the front which tell you how much battery there is in the case. The little transmitters, whoops, this is now going to connect automatically, theoretically. So now there should be 2 audios, which is probably not a good idea. But you can press the button on the side. There's like a power button on the side. You long press it to switch it on and off, and short press it to put the noise reduction on. Once the noise reduction's on, the little light here switches to green again, so you can't really see it because it's too bright outside. But when it's connected without the noise reduction, it's a constant blue. So you should be now hearing the audio with the noise reduction on here, and just one microphone because I've turned this one off. And on here you can see on the receiver, which is plugged into the Samsung. I can see that it's green, which it's telling me also here that it's got the noise reduction on. Let's turn it off. This is with the noise reduction off. And yeah, also on here, it's blue, but I can't really see it. Blue. Yeah, constant blue means that it's connected. And if it's sort of pulsing blue, it means it's trying to connect. And if it's flashing blue, then it's disconnected. Yeah, it's got these rubber things, like the rubber ring that you put on. And that's got the little handles on it. And as well, the fluffy wind protector. So yeah, that's it really. That's all you need to know. What else was there? There must be more. But anyway, it gives you an idea of the audio quality that you're getting from this microphone.